Okay, Mike, what's happening? You're on the roast.
Hey, morning, fellas. How you doing?
Hi.
Hey, anyway, you guys are leaving out probably the top 3-point guard. His name's Walt Fraser.
Oh, my God, that's a great call.
Out.
Oh, my gosh, that's a great call.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, no, that is really good, Mike.
Yeah. Oscar Robertson.
Tiny Archibald.
Yeah.
Tiny Archibald was awesome.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta understand that the NBA didn't play before 1995. You know, there were some old guys there that could play ball too.
You know what, Mike? You sound like you watch a lot of basketball. Is Walt Fraser's Game 7, which is deemed the Willis Reed game, in which he only played like 4 minutes.
Yeah, a couple of minutes.
Walt Fraser's stat line in that game, Willie memorizes it. I say, hey, Walt Fraser, Game 7. He'll spit out the numbers. Is that the greatest Game 7 performance you ever seen from an individual in an NBA uniform?
It is. And as a matter of fact, I follow women's college basketball a little bit too because of the competitive level is rising. And the main coach in that college basketball, Gino Ariema's favorite player is Walt Fraser. And, you know, that guy's seen a lot of basketball, so I defer to him. But anyway, what I was calling about, you guys, is I think Moses Moody's getting a raw deal here once again. And the reason I say that is because this guy, even though Kerr calls him a professional and all this, I think that makes it easier for Kerr to yo-yo him up and down the lineup. I just think the guy has got so much upside, and if you give the guy some confidence, I called last week, Bonte, if you remember. Yeah. If you give the guy some confidence and bubble wrap him and pump him up, he's got so many more levels to go. His ceiling is so much higher than Andrew Wiggins. It's unbelievable.
No, he does have a good ceiling here. Let's see how it plays out today.
Do you think he has a higher ceiling than Andrew Wiggins?
I don't know about that, but I think Andrew Wiggins is the better player.
What was at Andrew Wiggins? That's an interesting question. At Andrew Wiggins' ceiling, what was he?
They wanted him to be Scottie Pippen. You heard Anthony Slater was actually a good call.
Actually got back.
You know, and when he said that, I was like, huh. And I remember when Wiggins came out of college in Kansas, Scottie was so good.
I think post-playing career, we've really forgotten how great he was.
A great defender. But the way Wiggins defended in today's era, a couple seasons ago in the playoffs, was Scottie Pippen-like. And then you think about the athleticism, getting above the rim, dunking out people's heads. Scottie did all that stuff.
Scottie was a great passer.
So I don't think Moody has a higher ceiling whatsoever. I was disagreeing with Mike. You know, thinking about, is Moody going to get the raw deal? Well, let's see how it plays out today with the rotations of Steve Kerr. This is the first game they've had 14 healthy bodies, folks, since early November. Let's see what it looks like.
I have a hard time thinking that Moses Moody could, like, his ceiling would be higher than being the second best player on a championship team.
Right.
To me, that's what Wiggins' ceiling was.
What he was.
He might not ever get back to it.
Right.
But for 3 months or 2.5 months or whatever, like, that's what it was.
Can Moody be a 3D guy? I think so.
If I were to say to you, is his ceiling even consistent NBA starter for 5 years?
Yeah, I don't know because we haven't seen it. Wiggins has started from day one. Day one, he has started.
I mean, he's been a 20-point-a-game guy for pretty close to his entire career.
We forget that. It's not easy to do in the NBA.
Yeah, really.
Like Andre Iguodala spoke about Jordan Poole. Like Andre Iguodala had to check us all and say, yo, Jordan Poole averaged 20 in a bad year. Like, you take that all day long. 20 in the NBA stuff. By the way,
I do like Moody.
I do like Moody too. I'm not knocking him, but he's going to play. Now, I guess the question is, should he remain in the starting lineup? Will you bake into the equation that Wiggins is playing really well? Does Wiggins really deserve to be benched for leaving the team for personal reasons?
No.
I don't think so either. Did Moody play that well to unseat Wiggins, considering what Wiggins did in the previous 16 games?
No.
I don't know.
Is Moody unseating Pods? I don't think so.
I don't think so, but they play two different positions. You know what I'm saying?
I understand. I'm just asking, like, holistically. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. By the way, Walt Fraser, I do want to get this out here. The stat line.
Give it to me.
Game 7, 36 points, 7 rebounds, 19 assists, 6 steals.
That's pretty good.
36-19, 7-6.
Is that better than the 50-something from Steph against the Kings?
That was the first round game. This is the NBA Finals.
Yeah,
game
yeah.
7.
I'm going to go
Madison
with
Square
you on
Garden. I love this, Steph.
I'm just asking you because I know.
love this, Steph. But, dude, Walt Fraser, Garden against the Lakers, Jerry West, Wilt Chamberlain. 36 points, 19 assists, 7 rebounds.
I mean, that's pretty
sick.
That's pretty amazing.
Like, that's iconic. Like, they showed that game during the pandemic.
It's prolific.
They were showing all these old school games. They're showing, like, the Bullets and the Sonics in Game 7. Guys are wearing chains on the court. They showed this game, Game 7, the Willis Reed game. Finally watched it in its entirety. And Willis Reed played like 4 minutes. He got the standing ovation and motivated.
He didn't do anything.
And then Walt Fraser.
David Lee like it when David Lee came in with the hurt hip.
Yeah. And then Walt Fraser just came in 36, 19, 7, and 6. That is an insane stat line. No three-point line, by the way. No three-point line. Pretty damn good Game 7. Let's go to Al in San Francisco. Al, what's happening? You're on the roast.
Hey, how you doing, Wate?
Good, Al. Good.
Hey, I think the starting lineup will be Moody can still play with Curry as guard and Kuminga and Wiggins on the wings and Draymond in. At least they have, some bigs in there. I mean, we have guards who are 6'5", 6'7", 6'8", playing in the league, and that's where we're hurting a little bit. But with Moody's defense, and his hustle, I think that'll be a good lineup. Thank you.
Wow.
That's all I have to say.
Good call, Al. Interesting. Do you unseat Pods in the starting lineup?
I really like what Pajenko.
I thought you were talking about like rotations and minutes, but just in the starting lineup?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Pods at the start. The starting lineup's been fine. That starting lineup was really good.
I really like Pods in that opening lineup.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's a passer. He gives me a lot of energy minutes. The pace of the team picks up when he's playing. And that's what I really like. I love the pace that they play out when Pods is on the floor. And it feels like he makes a lot of really smart passes that don't show up as assists that open the floor up for others.
Yep. No, and you know what? Moody playing with Chris Paul and Klay Thompson. Moses Moody's going to see wide open three-point attempts now. I think that second unit now with Moses Moody, he's going to be in a rotation. Probably going to play more than Lester Quinones. We'll see. We'll see about that. Again, Steve Kerr's got a tough job on his hands. I have no idea where he's going to go with this, but if you get Moody next to Klay and CP3, now you got 3 good shooters. Because Chris Paul in his last, I want to say 18 games, Shasky, he's shooting 40% from the three-point line. I'm pulling it up right now.
If Purdy never shows up, right, as the quarterback, as a rookie doing what he did, like his quarterback's so different, football's so different. Paz has been one of the better rookies that coming out of nowhere. I mean, even though he's a first-round pick, he was a mid to late first-round pick. To do what he's done this year, I didn't see this coming. Like Nick Bosa, you take a guy number 2 overall, you expect him to have some impact, right? And football's different. It's like you're a little more ready to go. In terms of like plug and play, Pods he blown me away this year. I didn't see this coming.
He's been excellent.
I didn't see this
excellent.
Coming. Even when he showed a little signs early, I was like, I don't know, guys.
You know what? And
I was wrong.
He has a veteran mindset. He's talking, he's chirping, he's communicating. He's won the respect of the veterans.
Yes.
He's won the respect of the head coach. And when you can do that as a rookie, that's pretty damn impressive on this team.
Yeah.
And we've seen how some of the youngsters have struggled acclimating themselves with this basketball team. The one thing with the Golden State Warriors, when you get drafted here, you don't have time to go through the bumps and bruises, man. It's go time. It's a championship mindset with this organization. And I love it. I love, me, Shaska. I'm all about Super Bowl or bust, finals or bust, championship mindset. I'm cool with that. But Paz to come in and earn that respect and to play the way he's playing. And yesterday, I know he was talking, Dumas asked him a question about not being in the conversation for February Rookie of the Month. Why not Pods? Pods has been hooping. So I want him to remain in that starting lineup. I want to see Moody get minutes. But now you get Klay and the gravity of Klay Thompson and Moody's going to benefit from that, Shasky. Chris Paul with the ball in his hands. You got Moody setting screens or Sarge or whoever's playing up in the front court. Maybe it's a little Kuminga. Boy, I like that a lot. Moody next to Klay and CP3. Moody's going to benefit from having wide open shot attempts, and he's been hitting the 3.
Yeah, he has been hitting the 3, and he does a lot of sneaky things that I like. The hustle plays, the rebounds. I think he's also another willing passer. He's not a blow-by guy, that's for sure, but he can get into the defense to where he's setting up for others. The little kick-out stuff. I really like CP3 with that second unit.
Oh yeah, I
really do. He really is a nice pickup.
You know the thing too, what you just said there with Moody, the hustle plays. The opening second half against Washington Wizards, jumping out of bounds to save a ball that leads to an alley-oop with Jonathan Kuminga.
You love that play.
I love that play. That's Moses Moody in a nutshell. And we've seen him do this over his first 3 years. I think back to the San Antonio game, that championship year, where Steph, Dre, Clay, they're all out, right? They're on the bench watching, and they're fired up over the youngsters, and they come back and beat San Antonio. And Moody had a play late in the game where he dies on the floor, leads to a wide-open Damian Lee 3 in the corner. Warriors steal that game, and it was like one of the most better wins of the season.
Yeah.
Even though the veterans didn't play, but it was one of those feel-good wins, saying, you know what? The future may be bright with the Golden State Warriors with some of these youngsters here. Moody does do those sneaky little things, but Chris Paul here, for Second Shasky in his last 17 games, he's shooting 42% from the three-point line.
Wow.
He's shooting 45% from the floor. So, like he told us earlier this season, his shot has come around.
His ability to get his shot off at his size late in the shot clock, it's pretty cool. Like watching him do what he does, like for the young people out there, like that's the 80s and 90s. Like the way he plays the game, I've enjoyed watching. Maybe it's because I'm old, you know. I enjoy watching CP3. I never thought I would say that.
You know,
he's another guy. Like I'm sorry. I thought it would be a bad trade.
Man,
it's been all right.
No, I mean,
I kind of want him back.
Think about how we've embraced Chris Paul. It's not even like we were the narrative before the season. It drove me crazy. It really did drive me insane. He's not going to like starting. He's not going to like coming off the bench. He's not going to like this. He's not going to like that. It's been fine. It's been fine. The biggest thing to worry about, I think, for Steve Kerr moving forward is who do I put in the lineup in the last 5 minutes of the game, and do I win that game? Because if I don't win that game, there's going to be questions about why did you play this guy to the final five? Why did you play that guy?
What do you think of CP3's ego before and now?
He's a complete professional. Like, he knows he's great. And you have to have an ego to be a great player. All these guys have egos.
Absolutely.
We need an ego. We have an ego.